Conversations with JT and Low.
Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic
Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go.
Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the Classic
Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low.
Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic
Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low.
Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the Classic
Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low.
Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic
Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low.
It's gonna be a long time for that for me again. I'm a working man now. Hey, yo, what's happening, people? Y'all know what time it is, and yes, hashtag we late. Classic Conversations with JT and Low.
And Ask a Cop won't be here again tonight. There it is.
Yeah,
We ain't gonna pit it all night.
Yeah. So we're gonna get this thing going, man. We still, getting used to our new digs and everything, so y'all bear with us. We're getting this TikTok thing going, so y'all make sure that y'all get on over there and get that subscription in. Keep the YouTube subscription while you're
trying to get TikTok going.
Yeah, I'm saying we're trying to get it. So, but we do have we had a page on TikTok, though, right?
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
That's them on.
Yeah, so they can go ahead over there and
there you go.
click that button. We actually trying to go live right now. We have problems once we get live. We have problems stopping it. Now we having problems starting it.
I found it though. We in the house now.
Got it.
Yes, sir.
Good to go. Hey, but listen, man, our phones still work. 404-500-1605. give us a holler. We're looking at about an hour and a half tonight. We're gonna get some things in.
Cooking with Crisco now, buddy.
Good to go. Yeah, good to go. So listen, what we are gonna do, starting off with every time that we going live, we're gonna have a little football recap. You know what I'm saying?
Look at my eyes go up. I knew it.
Yeah, we're gonna have a little football recap. We're gonna talk about, not long. We just gonna talk about, craziness that you saw over the weekend or whatever, and yeah, it's almost like Sports Center's top 10, but it's Classic Conversations, top stories of the NFL and college. So what you got, bro? What you got? I know one thing you don't want to talk about.
Oh man, yeah, college-wise, they ain't a lot of conversation.
Omo, what's up, bro?
Omo now, what's up, Orandus? Hey man, my mic live.
Nephew, what's happening? I know.
Okay, I can't hear nothing. All right.
Nephew, what's going on, man?
Hey, for my TikTok friends over here, we on a mission tonight. I need 20 new subscribers on TikTok tonight. Give me 20. Log in, go ahead and do a quick subscribe, whether you stay on or not. But we're looking for 20 new subscribers tonight. That's the goal. I already got restricted already because of the cigar. TikTok don't like you smoking cigars live. Because nothing happens, but as soon as cigar pop up, automatically gets a little thing on there and say, restricted to certain audiences is what they do. But it never happens until that cigar go up. So that cigar go up.
They think it's a blunt.
That might be what it is. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Cigar ain't nothing illegal about this thing.
Hey, TikTok need 20 new subscribers. But listen, so NFL recap for me, number one, Steelers won. I'm gonna have an easy recap every week as long as I can start off by saying Steelers won. Turn me up though, Mike. Dwayne. I feel like I'm.
Ain't nobody hearing me.
Yeah, like the other person's on mute, and you be like, "Hey man, am I talking to myself?" But I was really happy about A-Rod.
Yeah,
A-Rod looked good.
Yeah, he did. Sometimes you feel good, seeing some of the elder statesmen do it.
Mm-hmm.
You feel good about that, I mean, even when I don't like the dude now, but Brett Favre back in the day, when his last couple of years, I felt good seeing Brett Favre do his thing, because I had aged out myself, so it felt good to see somebody else out there doing their thing like that.
Yeah, I'll have to see what he did.
The TikTok is Klassic _ Conversations _.
Now you asked me a real question.
Yeah,
I gotta go find it.
Nephew. Omo, what's good, bro?
No one's asked that question up to this point, so I know it's a Classic Conversation, but when he said underscore, like,
I think the underscore is in there.
That part I'm not sure about.
Or is that the IG? Should be right there.
Hold on, y'all. Yeah, but you see how it's not fully because of how long it is? You don't see the whole thing. See what I'm saying? Oh, okay. It's just Classic Conversations. Thank you.
Both of us
Classic Conversation.
We looking at that phone with squinted eyes.
As you said, something about elder statesmen, you gonna mess around and make us show our age, JT. Put us on blast like that.
Hey,
but I was happy about my Steelers. I was happy about A-Rod. I was happy to see Jalen Ramsey insert himself.
Ooh, boy,
to let us
hit.
know. Oh boy, and that wasn't the only one. I mean, he inserted a presence. So I was really happy about that.
That hit was serious.
I enjoyed watching. Sorry, Unc, but I enjoyed watching the Ravens collapse again. That did my heart. Just fine because Lamar Jackson and that daggone Derrick Henry looked unstoppable for 3.5 quarters. For 3.5 quarters.
3 3/4
of a quarter.
It's crazy.
Man. But shout out to Josh Allen. He showed why he was MVP. He really proved himself. But Derrick Henry, man, that joke is so unfair.
Yeah.
And the plays they were calling, they were just dialing it up last night, man. And watched the Cowgirls lose before that. That always does.
No. Wait. The Dallas Cowboys was the first team to go 0-1 this year.
How about that? How about that for a statistic?
Oh,
Love it.
the first team to go 0-1.
Love it.
Sorry, Omo.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah. Rave is just classic conversations. That's what it is. Classic conversations, nephew.
Go and subscribe.
Go and subscribe.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. There was a lot of good football this weekend. I was disappointed to see Russ still look like the same Russ that we had. Rusty.
Yeah.
It wasn't Russ. It was Rusty.
A lot of people.
That was disappointing.
You know, a lot of people want to talk about the line. You know, I'm a Giants guy. I didn't go look at the game. I was gonna go out and look at it, but I was like, I don't know if I want to buy wings and buy liquor. I could do that at the crib for free. But from what I've seen, a lot of people want to say it's the offensive line. No quarterback could have done anything behind that line. But from what I saw, there was a couple of times Russell Wilson just looked like you said, rusty. You know, Russell Wilson right now, only thing he has is a deep bomb.
That's it.
Anything short is dead.
That's it.
And if you saw it, out routes, he was throwing the ball like Arch Manning. So, yeah, that was disappointing. What did I say? 7 or 8 wins. That's what I said.
Yeah. Hey, man, you know what's amazing for us, though? Aaron Rodgers was throwing slants. I've been begging for slants for 3 years, man. It was just great to see a quarterback that can throw a freaking slant. So wonderful.
Yeah, with that quick release and that power that he has, he can throw a slant.
Oh, man.
You ain't had a quarterback that had that type of arm strength in the last couple of years. So
wow.
That's what it is. College football, there wasn't any marquee games this weekend, but it still ended up being some great games this weekend.
Yeah.
Clemson escaped.
Literally.
Florida did not. There was a couple of teams that you can tell that they were the school that's used to doing certain things, or the bigger schools, so their depth, because I think that's what got Clemson's their win, because their depth wore them guys out from, what was it, Troy? Was it
Troy?
Mm-hmm. USF,
Watch out
for those. Watch out for those folks, man.
Two upsets in a row, week back to back.
Yeah, watch out. They play Miami this week. Watch out for it. So college football there was some surprises. Bill Belichick, Chapel Bill, I don't know what he's thinking about.
Chapel Bill.
You know, he's banning people from coming. So now you're talking about the alumni. So Drake May, that plays for the Patriots, can't come to a Carolina game. I mean, he's whoa.
He's banning alumni?
Any New England Patriots.
Oh, anybody Patriot wise. Yeah.
No Patriots can come to the Carolina campus.
Yeah, it's so
saying.
corny.
They're not welcome. He's so petty.
That's so corny.
Yeah. Bill might not make it through 8 games. He might mess around and give it to his son the 8th game. I just don't think he's, a college coach, but we'll see.
I mean, I understand Bill's disappointment. You give somebody 20 years, 6 Super Bowls, 10, 11 appearances. I can understand that, you feel like you should be able to retire on your own, and I think that's really what it's all about, is I giving you everything. You should let me be able to leave here on my own terms. I get it. You know what I mean? But he should know better than anyone.
Oh, especially
The
way he got rid of people.
The way he got rid of people a lot of them before they were really done, but he felt like, I'm moving you before it's too late. So Billy boy, what goes around,
sure enough comes around.
Simple as that.
For sure.
Yeah, I get it. But you've done this. What they did to you, you've done hundreds and hundreds of times.
Many.
So, now you're on petty.
I was going to say Ocho Cinco, but I can't say that. He needed to go.
You're affecting your statue, Bill. That's what you're doing right now. He's affecting his statue.
That's a statue.
Yeah, you're affecting your statue at doggone Patriot Stadium is what you're doing. You're affecting your statue. So, you want your statue out there, man, you need to chill. Chill with the pettiness.
Okay, so we got to talk about the Falcons. We live here.
Okay.
Young Ho sold out.
He's called him Young Ho.
That is the name?
I think it is Young Ho Koo.
Young Ho Koo?
Yeah.
Young Ho Koo. I was surprised he missed it. To be honest with you, I'm not. I'm not. I don't know about Michael Penix yet. I still.
You don't know what about him.
He just seems to throw everything as hard as he can. Now, them out routes, them deep outs is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But showing touch on the ball short, I didn't see that much. Pitts actually caught the ball a couple of times, but if you're a football fan that's coached football, you look at plays where he didn't catch the ball, he still looked like Kyle Pitts. He's a little lazy. I think the Falcons are missing Mooney big time. I was surprised they couldn't run the ball. Defensive coordinator calling those man-to-mans throughout the whole last drive, I didn't get that either. Trying to put pressure on Baker, but I still think it's down to the Falcons and Tampa Bay of who's going to win the NFC South.
Speaking of Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield, I don't really care for him, but he looked the part. I mean, they were doing really good against him early, but he came through. He looked the part towards the end. Jack said it's a job, not a lifetime appointment to coach in the NFL. That's facts, AB. That's the reality of it. It's a job. And you had a job for 20 years.
Right.
You had a job for 20 years. You know what I mean? It's not a lifetime appointment.
Did it your way.
We did not have to talk about the Falcons. Cool has to go expeditiously. Woo. My nephew plays with Alabama A&M. Nashawn Iverson, he had a great game. My college highlight. Okay, who did Alabama A&M play?
Oh, speaking of when you said
I'm sorry, I
Alabama
just got
A&M,
the comments, y'all. My bad.
Shout out to Michael Vick, got his first win.
Yep.
Got his first win.
And I was disappointed because ESPN went to Nova State the first game, all that hype. I want to see Nova State on the ticker now. You know what I mean?
Right.
I need y'all, because they got beat, now y'all forgot about them?
Yeah.
Show them the same love now. Show them the love.
Yeah,
Show love.
I had
K-Dub would say, show love.
I had to find that out looking at an NFL game yesterday to find out that Michael Vick got his first win.
Yeah,
Didn't
JoJo
find that
texted
out
me
on
and told me. And I was
ESPN,
like,
yeah.
I ain't see nothing about Nova State. I
Didn't
said, I didn't know they played.
Didn't see that
quiet.
on ESPN. You're right. Still don't know if Delaware State played. Anybody know? They won too? All right, Deshaun. Okay.
What's up, number one fan? Let's see here. I'm mad about the Ravens. Unc said he is old. He is in bed now. He will age out in 6 games. Stop dreaming. Are you talking about Aaron? He won't age out. There's only one A-Rod. Rod is old Rod. Hey, between me and you, that sound like a little hate right there. Sound like a little hate because we are 1-0, y'all 0-1, but neither here nor there. I think A-Rod's gonna be just fine. One thing he can still do is sling the ball, and so yeah. I said before, Ravens don't have a shutdown defense whenever they get close. Yeah, I agree. It's not the first time they've blown games like that.
I mean, bro, that's
Not the first time.
like they find ways to lose. Playoffs last year when they dropped the 2-point. What was it, 2-point conversion that they dropped?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I got to read to go back to Portsmouth. Hey, they got the casino there now too, AB. So yeah, Vic doing his thing, man. I'm happy for Mike Vick. And he got a lot of work to do. Nova State has a lot of work to do. He has to. Hopefully, he'll get some sponsorships. He'll be able to get money.
Yeah.
Ultimately, and that's what it takes now.
Well, somebody needs
money.
some NFL player needs to go to FAMU and coach. Because when I tell you FAMU uniforms look like they were purchased at Rose's, it looked that some coach needs to go there so that they can raise some money. You got that crazy band, so your football. I ain't saying you got to go out there and look like Oregon, but come on, man. You don't even see I didn't see the initials of FAMU anywhere on the jerseys. It was just green, orange, and white. That was it. That was it. I think they did have a Nike stripe on it. I can't remember, but it was. Yeah. Somebody. Yeah. Some NFL.
Well, that's unfortunate because
Yeah.
so much money out there. So hopefully that gets improved. I ain't know about the money thing, compete with football. Yeah, because of Tuesday night shows, just for the road up, Uptown Comedy Corner is gonna be taking the shows on the road. And we're gonna be Tuesday night shows because we're at the club, we're gonna be on the road. So it's gonna be hard to do this show on Tuesday night. So we're gonna, for the time being, we're gonna move it to Monday night. And I know it's compete with Monday Night Football, but Monday Night Football is still on because most people watch us on their phones anyway. And the TV's still on. Just like we're looking at y'all right here, and the TV is on.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily think we're competing. It may not be able to hear, but be like Shannon Sharp, we don't have to hear it. We can see it. So
we might even think, I promise you this is only a thought, but we might even think about starting a little earlier.
you got snickered over there.
People laughing at us.
Yeah. I think they're laughing inside the building. I think they're laughing on the phone.
Like I said, it's just a thought. It's just a thought.
I don't think nobody's buying that one.
Yeah, but we might, I just come straight from work instead of, we gonna look into that, See, we're gonna have to look into that. We'll see.
If we just thought 8 would be good, but here lies the challenge. If we just thought 8 would be good. But yeah. So anyway, Michigan let me down. This will be my last comment for the football thing. Michigan, I'm not disappointed. I'm disappointed in the defense a little bit. But the young quarterback we have, Bryce Underwood,
he
just turned 18 years old 2 weeks ago.
He real, bro.
Just turned 18, and you're the starting quarterback at the University of Michigan. That speaks volumes all by itself. And he beat out a transfer, So you're 18. He made, you saw the eyes get big some. You know what I mean? You saw the pressure was on him.
I'm saying you see the flashes of it.
But the kid has a cannon.
Yeah.
When I say a cannon for an arm, he can make all the throws. All I got to say is over the next 2-3 years, because he probably be gone by junior year, after junior year, we got something special. Get ready for it. All I'm going to tell you. Bryce Underwood, you're going to hear that name over and over again. That kid's going to be the real deal. And lastly, JT, did you realize, where's the message at, man? Did you realize how many black quarterbacks started in the NFL?
I think it was 16.
16 black quarterbacks started in the NFL on week one.
Week 1.
16 black quarterbacks. There's 32 NFL teams. 16 of them were starters or black quarterbacks. That is impressive. Shout out to the brothers who are doing it big on the grandest scale. It's just like being a head coach in the NFL. There's only 32 of these in the world. In the world. There's only 32 positions. So to be a starting quarterback in the NFL, where there's only 32 of them, congratulations, man. You know what I mean? Will all of them make it throughout the year? We'll see. But week 1, it was 16. Super dope. Super dope.
Yeah, I saw that stat, that report. That was that's crazy. It's a great thing. So we're basically talking about half. And at one time, think about players like Doug Williams, Vince Williams from the Bears back in the day when they was like the only one starting. So, yeah, big strides. But
He said, don't say it out loud. Trump will hear. Number one fan said Vic needs to start the veteran instead of the rookie. I don't disagree with that either. Just like Colorado. I said I was done, but speaking of which, Colorado went to the third string quarterback. He looked better than the first two.
He lit it up.
He looked better. I'm sorry. He looked better than the first two, and the game was still it was still a game at the time, and he did look better.
Yeah,
I ain't got it.
It's gonna be surprising to see. I ain't gonna say surprise. It's gonna be interesting to see who's QB1 this week for Colorado. It's gonna be interesting to see what.
It's gonna be very interesting.
What happens with that? That's.
And Colorado's not like
what's up, Shannon? How you doing?
These big schools where they can take games off thinking that they're not playing all their games. It don't matter who they play.
Period. Yeah.
They don't have takeoff games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Marshall will get them just as big of a fit. Hey, they don't have takeoff games, so they got to come to play every week. They're not at that level yet.
Matter of fact, all y'all on Facebook that has not gone over to TikTok or have not gone over to YouTube and subscribe to Classic Conversations, please make that move as soon as you get a chance. Get over there and hit that button for us. We surely appreciate it. Have you hit your number yet on TikTok? New subscribers?
I don't know. JT,
don't
I
hit
told you
the
I'm still working on this thing.
I'm about to say,
man.
don't hit the wrong button and shut us off, bro. I see the screens moving. Just leave it be. We'll talk about it.
We'll check at the end. But
What's
I needed
up, Rossi?
20
How
new
you doing,
subscribers
bro?
when we started, man. I need 20 of y'all. 20 subscribers. Let's go.
All right, so listen, what we're going to talk about tonight, man, it's actually, I think it was 2 years ago we spoke about this on Classic Conversation. We spoke about depression within our youth. And just thought about, talking about it a little bit to remind people how to look for it. What do you look for in someone what do you look for in someone to think you may need to have a conversation with them about depression? And also, what do you do to actually fight your own depressive moments? So, I ask you, have you ever come across somebody that you thought that you needed to have a conversation with? And if you did, what made you think that was something that you needed to do?
Well, in my in my industry, man, it's unfortunately I've come across quite a few. And there's a variety of reasons why. JT's a variety of reasons, that people have, whether it's personal, financial, family oriented, kids oriented. It's just the gamut is long. And depression's a real thing. You know what I mean? And you see people going through different things. And sometimes, man, it's just it's a simple question, The simplest question in the world, man. Hey, how are you? You know what I mean? And with the intent of asking the person for real, like, no, how are you?
Yeah, usually you have to ask it again to actually get somebody to not give you just the, oh yeah, I'm good.
Correct.
I'm all right.
That's correct.
Then you slow it down and you ask them again. No, seriously, what's going on? How you doing? How you really doing?
Mm-hmm.
And usually when you ask somebody that question, if they pause before answering, you're probably going to get the truth. Or you're going to get something close to the truth. But if they pause before answering, you probably know that there's something underneath that, that's bothering them a little deeper than what they're letting on.
Sure.
That pause is whenever I ask somebody that, once I get that pause and I know it's either dig deeper or make sure to come back and ask again at a later date. Sometimes digging deeper.
Not later date, huh?
Well, sometimes the thing is digging deeper. It can, I got no certificate, no certificates back there, nothing like that. So I'm not a doctor or anything. So sometimes if somebody doesn't want to speak, I can pull back, but make sure that I'm coming right back. And I'm not saying a week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying coming right back. Give them a moment. Then, sometimes people need to verify that you actually care or that you're not just being nosy.
Depends on who the person is.
Yeah.
And your relationship to them. Like coaching, for example, just recently, came across a child that hadn't eaten in 2 days, but having to go to school. You know what I mean? Okay. Yeah, when they wake up.
When they wake up.
But and trying to get something like that out of a child. You know what I mean? Comment Kiki just made, a teenager that sleeps a lot. That's a real sign, especially if that person is an active person. You know, those are real signs. There's just so many of them, and being how you're in tune to different people, because some of them are strange. You don't really know all of them, but if you're in tune to a person, you would hope that you can kind of see something that might be bothering them, but it's not necessarily a guarantee.
Now, the comment that Kiki made in regards to the sleeping, when you think about especially the younger people, I don't even want to call them kids, younger people today, a lot of younger people stay to themselves at home. They stay in their room. So you figure they're playing video games, but it's really, you think they're in there playing video games or they're looking at TikTok or whatever, when actually they're in there within their own grief, and you don't even recognize it because of you've seen them just go to their room so much. That's why, you have to really stay involved in something like that. And of course, right now, what I'm talking about is, younger people, children, kids that's actually in your house, because you're so used to these younger people just being disconnected with what they call the older folks. So they go to their room and they do their own thing in their room, and then they're actually going through something and you don't recognize. That's why you actually have to make sure that you're being intrusive into your child's life to make sure that you're, watching over them and recognizing the differences and things of that nature. So you brought up, that's something, because like I said, bro, these kids will go in their room and stay in there. Shut the door and just stay in there. And you think they're cool and they going through whatever because you just think everything is as it's supposed to be because that's what they do.
Yeah.
That's why I say, I tell, people, parents, whatever, yeah, it's cool to be your child. You kick it with your child or your kid, but you have to be more than a friend. You have to be intrusive. You have to be a parent and step in there, Yeah, some parents, they knock before going in, but man, I'll knock while I'm going in is what I've always done. I ain't knocking, wait for you to tell me to come in. I'm knocking while I'm opening up the door so I can find out what's going on. That's just where I had always done it. And it worked out for me, but, I think that you have to be more in tune, and right now we're speaking about younger people, children and kids. I think you have to be more in tune, be more intrusive into their lives to make sure that you're noticing any differences that's happening.
And you would think, and I'm always cautious when I say, because nowadays, because it's not like suicides and stuff just started, but I think there is a nowadays because social media has placed a bigger part in kids' lives. And, back in our day, bullying only happened at school or the playground. Now it's happens online, and you just never know what triggers these kids, and they know so much more, and they know so much more because they have access
to so much more.
You know what I mean?
Ruby Stone, what's going on, young lady? Yes, depression is real.
It's real.
Yeah,
it's a real thing. Kiki said that's how she missed it. Thought that's who he was by going in the room and staying to himself. And I ain't gonna lie, because my youngest, Asa, he's started gaming. He's always in his room. You know what I mean? But I make it a point every single day. I don't care if the headphone on the, we're going to have a conversation every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes he gets, yeah, okay, well, I'm a holler right here with you.
Mm-hmm.
But we talking every day.
Yeah, we're going to laugh about this later.
Yeah, I didn't know what's going on.
Yeah. We look.
Still missed it.
We're gonna laugh
Make it
about
happen.
this.
I mean, that's
yeah. We're gonna laugh about. You know what? It is. I ain't gonna say it's easy to miss, but
it is. Yeah.
Because certain people have certain personalities to where they compartmentalize very well. I am one of those people that compartmentalize very, very well. I went through a moment, and I was out doing shows. I was coming up here doing this podcast. I was on TV. I was doing Country Wayne. I was doing all that. I was smiling and doing my thing. But there were moments, woo-wee. But I was able to compartmentalize it to where I'm one of those people that don't like to bring what he has onto somebody else, because I don't want to bring their day down. So I was able to compartmentalize a lot. Angelo, he over the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, he been getting the earful. Lo probably don't want to call me. He never know what might happen. He never know what might happen at that moment, because again, I kind of pick and choose who I let go to. Now I'll tell you, one person that actually pulled some things out of me that I didn't think would do it. Remember Ron Godfrey that's been up here on the show? Mm-hmm. Hey man, when I tell you that brother stayed on me to the point to where he actually got what was happening, he got it all up out of me. I couldn't, and we just kept talking. It was after a rehearsal one night, and we just kept going, sitting out in the parking lot talking. I was like, wow. Like, damn, ain't all that shit was going on with me. My goodness, he said, bro, I ain't around you a lot, but when I was around you, I could see a difference. I could almost see a shield. I could almost see that you were doing things to make sure everybody else laughed, but it seems like you wasn't being yourself when you was doing it. So that's why, I felt that I need to sit here and talk to you. So yeah, it is easy to miss. Like I said, I'm a prime example. I can be right in front of your face and crying inside, be right in front of your face, and you'll never know it. That's
real life.
Yeah.
Rossi Martin says she has a son that suffers from it, currently is doing well, but as a parent is a struggle. And I got a friend that have a son, an adult son, but was missing for days. Fell into a deep depression. Just missing. Stopped going to work. Stopped showing up home. Wife didn't know where he was. Kid didn't, got 2 young kids. Just was, just went through a depressive moment. And they had to find them and try to give them the help that was needed. But, you just, this junk is real, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, I was just happy they was able to find them, safely and get them the help that was needed. But especially, how it is with men and black men as already, that stigma around getting help and not having someone to talk to, because, like myself, I keep a lot of stuff to myself. Y'all know that. It takes a lot to get something out of me. You know what I mean? Even, like you share with me, I've shared, you knew some stuff was going on with the club stuff before,
right?
The world knew. You know what I mean? But I'm also very, very selective in what I say, who I say it to.
Ooh,
very, very selective, and that's what makes it really hard for some people, because you don't want anyone to use or throw that jump back in your face, make it you know what I mean? So it's like it's a delicate. It's really a delicate thing, And so just imagine, and we talking about grown men. So just imagine 15, 16, 13,
exactly.
12. And it's so crazy. It can be so much younger, And again, a lot of it has to do with social media. I think it's played a major, major part in it in terms of that. But the same token, there are more platforms for it. There's more conversation for it. And it has to continue to be conversation like this where people are saying, hey, these are signs of depression. Mm-hmm. These are things to look for. Like you said, neither one of us, do this for a living in terms of, talking to people. But sometimes it's just about talking to people, I personally have helped 2 people not commit suicide that was going through those moments, and sometimes it's just talking to people, man. Just sometimes we just want somebody to talk to, just without judgment. Sometimes it is just a matter of just listening. Sometimes you don't have to talk back. Just gotta listen. But for the young kids, man, just being at these high schools so much now, it's hey, I can see it, man.
Yeah, you can see why it happens.
Mhm.
If they got everything, they kind of live in. So as a parent, you don't really see a reason for them to
Be
be depressed.
depressed.
So I think that's what my
And
thing
that's the
is.
mindset. What you depressed about? You got everything.
I was just going to say
Yeah,
that's the
that's a
thing.
true story.
But I also
That's
think
the
that,
thing.
like you said, a simple question brought it out of them. I mean, I like you. I talk to my kids every day. I come in for work. I stop in everybody's room. And that night, you know, he was just like, I'm like, you all right? He was like, I'm okay. And I was like, oh, okay, what's going on? Not too much. I was like, oh, okay, what's the much part?
That part.
I pay attention
Yeah.
to verbiage. And even in passing, I still was still moving around and whatever he said. And I said, well, you don't ever think about hurting yourself, do you? And I really asked that, not prepared for the answer.
Mm.
And he was like, yeah, sometimes. And I just stopped in my tracks. Like, what?
No, y'all can't hear everything she's saying, but she was saying how, how she was talking to her son and just kept asking what was going on, and he finally responded in a way that threw her off. In terms of, when you asked him, did he ever think about what?
I was like, whatever I asked him, and he said, okay. And I said, oh, okay. I said, you don't ever think about hurting yourself.
You ever thought about hurting yourself?
And he was like, yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me.
Change gears. Yeah,
Yeah,
change gears right away.
Yeah. It's when you hear something like that. Now, and like you said, you're hearing it from a child. When you hear it from a grown up, neither one of them is more than the other. But like you were saying, I've actually heard it from a grown up, and when I heard it, I got the call to come over there. I was like, oh man, this motherfucker again. But then when I get over there and I heard him speaking,
Mm.
I was like, whoa, he's at that point. He was really at that point. And like I said, when you hear something like that, it like you said, it changes gears, changes everything, And the crazy thing is, I actually confided in him recently. And I'm sitting there thinking, wow, he probably like, I confided in this dude and he going through his own thing. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing, when you're there for people, sometimes if you're always there for somebody, sometimes it keeps you from going to them to be there for you because you've been there for them so much. You don't want them to look at you differently.
Some people are that person. You know what I mean? They're always the go-to person.
Yeah.
So it's always hard for the go-to person to be able to express themselves because you're always everybody's always looking to you to be that ear. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? So that's a whole nother gamut for real. Number one fan said young folks need to get outside, be one with nature, hike, run, walk watch the ducks climb, sit and breathe in beauty of flowers. Unless you got allergies.
One thing I learned though, when a person thinks about committing suicide, if they ever say it, I always ask, do you have a plan? I learned that my therapist. That was kind of something.
She's saying, because they can't hear you, she said one thing she learned was asking them if they always have a plan.
Yeah.
Like when he said sometimes kind of.
Do they have a plan about committing suicide? Have they gone through in terms of thinking about how they're going to do it and all that stuff? Gotcha.
They got a plan. They on the spectrum is high.
The spectrum way higher. If they got a plan, still help there.
My boy was gonna do it. He was gonna do it by cop. He said once the police showed up, he said he was just gonna run at them.
People do that too.
But it wasn't the police. It was actually the paramedics. So he ran at the paramedics. It wasn't the cops. So told him, I said, bro, there's a different plan for you. So Oh, and also, why the Saints out there looking like a college team in them uniforms?
That's the one game I didn't even see.
I just saw highlights of it. And I thought they was playing Colorado.
Arnolina said to fight depressive moments, she puts on good music, gospel, jazz, line dance, music soothes the savage beast. David had to play the harp for Saul when he had depressive moments. And then she was on ESPN Plus and will be on again this Saturday at 5 against Rutgers. Rutgers. Okay. Music helps a lot. I also read the scripture to lift my spirit or cause someone to talk about pleasant things. As a parent, you must go in just to say hello just because. Let's see here. I read that about Rossi Martin. I don't know the song, but listen anyway that my grandson tells me, G-Mo, this one has cuss words just out of respect. She said, leave your phone. She's at the mall doing a workout. Everybody's on phones. It's just the generation we in. They're not putting them phones down. See, number one can put her phone in a trunk. And I mean, forget it's even in the trunk. You're the minority. Yeah. Just reality. I mean, hey, listen, I don't see my phone for 10, 15, 20 minutes. I'm looking at it. I'm like, where my phone at, man? I mean, it's just the reality. It's where we are. It's just where we are in this world, man. So people like you, that kudos to you that you can do that. It's great. It's great that you can do that.
If I'm without my phone for that long, it wasn't on purpose. It's because I left it somewhere else in the other room. And now all of a sudden, 20 minutes later, I'm going, wait, where's my phone at? Yeah. But I've never, I'm with you. I don't know if I could just say, I'm going to put this phone down for 3 hours.
I've done it, but it wasn't. But only because situation where you don't have no choice. You're on an airplane.
Yeah. Yeah.
But shoot, on iPhone, so you can still text on that bounce. You know what I mean? Ty Vic, absolutely 100%. It's very hard to let yourself be vulnerable. Rossi Martin says, a blessing that my son is open so we're able to get him the help he needs, but I've learned that mental health is a serious thing. Well, God bless you, Rossi Martin. Glad y'all was able to give him the help that's needed. Jack says, parents should allow their children to develop at their own pace and stop comparing them to others. We all do it. We compare them to other kids in sports and in the classroom. Big facts, AB.
Yeah. Facts.
Big facts. And that's something that all parents have to catch. You know what I mean? That's very true. I learned that as well. You know what I mean? Don't compare them, because they'll start feeling some kind of way, huh? Yeah, it'll piss them off, but they'll start feeling some kind of way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And feel like you got a favorite.
Like I said, it's y'all had more than one. I just had one, but I was comparing mine to, with men. So you want your kid to do well in sports. You know what I'm saying? So mine was trying. Boy, he was trying. I finally recognized, you know what, I need to relieve the pressure off this kid. And just tell him, hey, look, man, you ain't got to do it because I did it. You because I talked about sports so much, and when he was a kid, took him to the flag football games, took him to my basketball games, and he was trying. And finally, when I released that pressure off of him, he was so good. He just said, man, I just want to go to the park and play. I don't want to play for no coach. He got to high school. They grabbed him because he was tall and wanted him to be a receiver. Yeah. And he felt good because the coach grabbed him out of school. It was great until he got hit. Dad. He said, I know that I made this decision on my own, but the decision I'm making right now is a pull back. I said, hey, man, I get it. I ain't mad at you. But that is, we as parents, we do put pressures.
We do.
And we don't even recognize that we're doing it sometimes.
Facts.
You have no idea. It could be something that, like you said, something as simple as complimenting another kid, and that your kid hears that and feels that they have to live up to what that child is doing. Mm-hmm. It could be something as simple as that. You don't even recognize it. And then when they can't be as good as that other kid or whatever, or that other person, that's when that depression or that mental health thing can, creep right in on you. You have no idea.
Very true.
No idea at all that it creeped in because you had no idea what you was doing anyway. So you have to watch that for sure.
Very true. Jack said, I've been fortunate to have breakfast with my son 95% of the time. We just finished sharing a conversation at the dinner table as a family where the most important conversations happen. You're right, AB, man. And those were good days when I could have conversations with the kids at the dinner table. But that stopped in my house a while back, man. And, when that dinner table thing. Yeah. But I agree. You know what I mean? Or have family meetings here and there. We used to do that as well. But no, I agree. If you can have that thing at the dinner table, that's why I used to love, you know, being able to pick up. You know, I used to take the kids to school and pick them up. You know, especially middle school, high school days, man. Before they got their cars, and I enjoyed that. You know what I mean? Because we used to have conversation every morning, every afternoon. You know what I mean? We get to have conversation because the older kids go. You.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom, I apologize again. I hurt my mom feeling one time. I told y'all about this story a long time ago, but I feel it now, man. When the kids act like you, I just want to speak to each other day at school, man. It was like, just disturbing. It was like, man, God, these kids are jumping my arms, man. They don't even want to talk to me. You don't want to talk to me? You can't talk to me in public?
Got you feeling some kind of way?
I been feeling some kind of way, man. Man, and all of them had the little spells, man. It was like, dang, man, they're rough, boy. Anyway. They say your daughter say she don't kiss mom and dad on the lips no more. Yeah, man. I get to that point, man. They don't. Kiki said my son going through depression was one of the hardest parts of my parenting career. I bet it was. That alone depressed me more, but unable to address my depression because I had to help him. You had to sacrifice yourself, basically, to help your son. But that's what a good parent will do. Just think what will happen when all technology goes down.
They're good, but you need to have one-on-one conversations. Because what I learned is the boys will talk to me about certain things that they won't talk to Rock about, but they'll talk to him about something they won't talk to me about. So dinner table conversations are still surface based because they ain't gonna talk about certain things.
Yeah, she talking about the dinner table conversation that they're good, but they're not always basically guaranteed.
Right.
No, dinner conversations are more so usually
more
family.
lighthearted. Yeah, more lighthearted.
Yeah.
Important topics.
Yeah.
Realize
Yeah.
some of those important topics ain't gonna be discussed in front of.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. Yeah. You're not gonna get.
They feel like they ain't exempt, but we are.
Yeah, you're not gonna get everything out of the dinner table.
Yeah.
I think the dinner table conversations are more to keep the family unit, to keep everybody involved, to keep open dialogue. You're right. It's not gonna be to get every conversation. I think it's good for family. You know what I mean? Because, you don't you don't see a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
At
mean?
all.
And I'm not in everybody's household, but you just don't.
True. Some people's house only have that. It'd be a family of 5, and they have 2 chairs at their table.
Yeah. See what I'm talking about?
Stack tables. Yeah.
Nobody. My dining room table, Alec, when he was in middle school, converted on his own, just converted our dining room table to his own personal computer room. We had come home one day. He done turned the whole dining room table. We done cleared the stuff off. His computer. Hey, he had when he first started with them 3 screen setup. He converted our whole dining room into his own personal computer room. Until we eventually got him a computer desk for his room. And so then Aspen
He
went
falls
down to
asleep.
go away, and now it's his computer room. You know what I mean? Right now, it's halfway look like a dining room again, but for many years, because that Alec Carmelo dude, but he was building computers back then. You know what I mean? He built his first computer in 8th grade, so it was like, go for it.
And that's why I try and tell non-custodial fathers, tell you something. On that weekend or however your visitation thing is, lock it down to where it is you and your child. You have to lock it down to where you can have some time with especially when you don't, get to spend real quality time with your child.
Mm-hmm.
But, let's face it, some of us, almost look at it as a chore to have your child on a certain weekend. I've never understood that, but I've known people that it's been that way. Looking for a babysitter. The weekend that they supposed to have their child. They already looking for a babysitter because they're going to have their child next weekend and they got this other stuff to do. What I look like finding me a babysitter because I had a flag football game. No, bro. That's a conversation we can have on our way to the field and away from the field also, a conversation that we can have. But I especially, back, single and dating, and it's amazing how many women would not understand. Well, I'm sorry, this weekend we can't do anything because I got my son. But then when you meet that one that understood, it was like, a breath of fresh air. So yeah, non-custodial pops out there, your fathers out there, man, make sure when you have that weekend or however your visitation rights is, whether it's an afternoon, whether you're going to, this is your day to pick them up from school or whatever, like Angela was saying, take advantage of that time. I promise you, take advantage of that time. You will. If you don't, later on, you're going to wish that you did. I can promise you that because I've seen it up close. I've seen it. And I've seen people say, damn, I wish I'd have spent more time with him or with her. I'm talking about a son because I had a son. But, you have non-custodial dads out there that's, girl dads. Figure it out.
So, Rossi Martin, quick question, if you don't mind sharing. How did y'all find out about your son's depression? Like, did he bring it up to you? Did you, how did y'all discover that he was going through depression? Just, it might help somebody else. Like, what did you do to discover it?
Rossi, go ahead and call in, man. 404-500-1605.
What about Sunday families, Doncaster church service? Oh, family dinners, church service. I don't know. I can't speak on that. I mean, that used to be a good thing at church. Church service in general, what I mean? I don't think the churches are what they used to be in terms of that family unit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's grandioso. It's everything. Unless you find your good down home
country church. Yeah, down Southern Baptist. It's a little Southern Baptist church, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, churches that after the service is over with, you go back to the kitchen and they got food waiting on you.
We had a girl on the flag football team today was wearing a jean skirt, and some Coach Nash said, by the way, why do y'all wear jean skirts, y'all? She said, my religion don't allow us to wear jeans. And so it was like, so when God gonna say, jeans not allowed in heaven? I mean, why is that?
Did Nash ask her that?
Yeah. Like,
No, he did.
Why? I mean, it's a legitimate thing, though, man. Jeans.
Right. Sir.
404-500-1605. 404-500-1605. That going Vikings look bad. 404-500-1605 is the number.
Call in, Ross.
That's what's asking for the number.
Okay, good deal.
But yeah, man, I don't know. It's a lot of things are questionable for sure, and that's one of them. I think it's okay if you wear jeans, but but she's Pentecostal.
Yeah, and I hate this. Again, you thinking about things that could trigger these crazy thoughts of suicide and depression, and again with social media and everything the way it is, differences in religion can do that with kids.
Interesting.
Think about that. This young lady can't wear jeans.
Interesting.
Now she's running around wearing a jean skirt or having somebody else bring a pair of jeans to school so she could put them on in school. Those type of things can wear on a kid.
True.
Differences in religion, all that type of stuff, man. It can do it.
True. Can't argue that point at all. Yeah. Bring them on in. Go ahead, JT.
Rossi.
I'm here.
What's happening, bro? How you doing?
All right.
This Vic's people, man.
Okay, that's what's up.
The photographer of photographers from up north.
Bring them on.
My phone, my YouTube must be a little behind, but
yeah. Turn the YouTube down.
Yeah, just turn it down.
All right, I'm gonna turn it all the way down. All right, so y'all was asking how did we figure it out?
Yeah.
Well, what happened was my son had been he was dealing with mental illness, but we didn't know. So, I was hearing him sound like he was talking to himself at night, but he was dealing with depression and mental illness, which go hand in hand. And unfortunately, like most mothers, I was speaking to my wife about it, but she thought, it was just me, because me and him didn't have the greatest relationship. Currently, he lives with us. But what had happened is my son was hearing voices and everything else, dealing with his depression. He developed a depression from my nephew. My nephew died. Well, he didn't commit suicide, but he overdosed and he died. And that was his closest friend. And it sent my son into a whirlwind. And he wound up, dealing with depression, which later on led to mental illness. And how it all broke down is my son was hearing voices and it was telling him to do all kinds of things. And he wound up robbing a bank. And and a lot of friends called me. He didn't know what he was doing. Friends called me and told me they seen him on the news. And so I went to the news, and later on it came up. It came up, and he has the same name as me. So people was looking at him. We look similar, but he's a lot bigger than me. We look similar. So I started getting calls, and they called me. And when my son came home, he was in another world. And I said, "Hey, did you rob a bank?" And he kind of looked at me kind of strange. And he said, "Yeah, Dad, I did." But it was like a joke to him, because he was dealing with mental illness and we didn't know. So I called the cops, because naturally I didn't want them to come to my house. They had his face all over the news here. And, so I called the cops. They showed up, about 1 million of them. And me not thinking at the time, I called the cops, and me not thinking at the time, when the cops got here, I walked him out, but I shouldn't have did that. But I didn't really know he was dealing with mental illness. I didn't know. I thought something was weird about him, but I didn't know, because I actually could have got myself killed. It was so many cops with shotguns when I walked out of my door. If he would have moved, and he didn't know what was going on, if he would have moved any kind of way, they would have blew us away. It was a bunch of cops, man, covering my neighborhood. So they did, that we, but me being a father, I wasn't I was going to die with my son. It was just killing me, man. So, he went out, they took him and they talked to him. He's laughing, and while they're talking, he don't know what's going on. And through that, we wind up going through the court system and all that. He got the charge, but because of the parents we were, and we didn't even really need a lawyer. We used a public defender, and he hooked us up, and he knew the lawyer, and they wind up letting my son get off. He still got a charge, and it was a felon, but it was small. He did like a month or two in prison, and we wind up getting him the help he needed. They put him on all these medicines, but the medicines helped him. Now, since then, we've had a few episodes. But now they got him on these shots, and he's taking pills also, but now he's doing great, man. He's huge, because he's working out, he looks good. But it took, this been a 10-year thing, man, off and on, because when they're dealing with mental illness, they don't think they have a problem. So he was throwing his medicine away. And I don't know if you ever seen somebody go through mental illness that's close to you. Total different person, man. Total different person. He don't know who you are. It's like he thinks he's God. I got videos. I'm gonna show him later on, because he still don't believe certain things. So I'm gonna show him later on, but I'm giving him a little time. Something we went through December, but before they administered these shots to him. But now he's on these shots, he's getting these pills, doing great. And it's still a struggle, because when I'm at work, I still worry when I'm gonna come home. I got rings all over my house, I watch all the time. But he been doing good, man, since December, since he had to go back into one of the mental hospitals, but they got him back, and and they made him. They said, if you don't take the shots, we're gonna put you in prison. And he makes sure he don't want that prison thing no more. So he makes sure he gets his shots. His mother takes him, which is a blessing for us. I hate for him to be on medicine, man, but You know, it's
Right.
I mean, if you've seen him, the talking, and he thinks he's seeing the devil. I mean, it was a crazy thing. But that's how, in all reality, that's how we found out. Just him robbing the bank, and then later on finding out this mental. Because my wife was in denial. She thinking it's because me and him didn't have a good relationship. I'm saying he's talking to us, but I was hearing him late at night. But you know, and that's her baby. So you know. But yeah, Todd knew. I mean, Vic knows a lot about. I mean, he knows everything about it. But yeah, man, it was a struggle. I got so many videos, man, ring videos, and oh my God, some of the stuff he was doing, I watched throughout the day. Could you imagine me and my wife at work? Could you imagine what I was going through just watching that stuff all around my house, like talking and looking in closets, because I could see everything in every room just about. And, man, that shit. And my son's 36 now. But fortunately, like I said, he's been good since December. He looks good. He's working huge now because he works out, but he's been doing good, man. Only thing is we're trying to get him back in the work field. And I mean, he said he's the Social Security because he gets the disability, and they said he can work for 9 months. He just told me that today. So he's actively trying to find a job because we really need to get him acclimated back into society because he was I think the biggest thing he was embarrassed because my son was really, really popular. Had all the girls, really nice looking kid, like 6'1", nice looking kid. He just, and he was the leader of the pack. Everybody follow him. I meet kids now, man. And from, I don't know, they go to a school. I introduce my son. I said, you might know my son. And the rapport I get, it makes me so proud. I come home. He said, Dad, I told you, I didn't know he was as popular because I wasn't that involved in his life as far as his social life. And I wish I would have been a lot more, but we just didn't. Me and him just didn't see eye to eye, and unfortunately, like y'all said, I regret those type of things. But I'm a really active father. I just wish I could have did a little bit better with dealing with him, just on a social. But I'm kind of bullheaded. He bullheaded. So, and once a kid gets to them teenage age, especially boys, they trying you, and I'm a little guy, so and I ain't no joke. So, which Vic will tell you that I ain't no joke. So, but. Like I said, me and him throughout this mental illness, I've been right there. His mom is right there and make sure he get his stuff. And, he's been doing good. My fear is only when we leave here. If we leave before him, that's the only fear I have, that it just one day he might be homeless because who knows, if he don't take his medicine.
What age was it when you
He was
first
about
started?
26, because it's been 10 years. Because
So
I
you
know,
didn't. So
it's been.
so you didn't see. I mean, I guess that's when you first started seeing the signs, or do you think there were signs
No,
before that?
I seen some stuff. But it didn't register to me.
Okay.
Because like I said, because of our relationship, it was tough. Because I talked to my wife, and like I said, because of him, she thinking it's just me. So I was seeing stuff in his younger age, and I was, in his 20s. Not that young, but in his 20s, I was seeing stuff. And like I said, I was hearing stuff, but, it was difficult because, I would say, hey, man, you talking to yourself or you? Nah, well, Dad, everybody do that. And I'm like, okay, maybe this is, but it just got worse and the talking. And then when he starts seeing stuff, I mean, one time, I'll give you an example. One time I looked out the windows, he's out there throwing bread out on breadcrumbs and I'm like, what is he doing? And I go out, I say, hey, man, I'm feeding the birds. There's no birds out there, So, bruh, I had many a sleepless nights, man. I mean, anybody that's dealing with mental health with a child, man, and he wasn't no child, but it's my child. But
Right.
Anybody that's dealing with that, man, and man, it is oh my God.
Did you ever fear? Did you ever fear that he would hurt himself or hurt you all?
Oh, he's many a times, man. He still does that periodically with people, but they call me like on Instagram. He might, like this one particular white girl he talks to a lot. They was friends, and he'll periodically tell her, he might inbox her on Facebook or somewhere, and he say, hey, I don't know if I'm gonna be here long. And she called me. She just called me about a month ago, but when I come home, he's fine. I don't know if it's for attention now sometimes, or he doesn't get out amongst people because he's kind of ashamed because he was the dude. He was the dude. That's for sure. I didn't know he was this dude as he said he was, but I found out he was the guy. So, so it's, yeah, I mean, he's talked about it and I've watched on Ring, him and my wife conversate. I've watched where he's telling her, he's going to do this and that, and not that long ago, but he goes through his ups and downs with depression, but it's not like it was before as far as the mental illness. It's more of he feels alone, or if his money's not right, because he smokes a lot, man. That's one. And I learned through this, I've learned a lot. I educated myself on mental health, and one of the additives to the mental health is cigarettes. It adds to the drug. Without the drug, or either one, if he don't got them both, you'll see it. You'll see like he slipped back in mental health. And ain't none. And I mean, he smokes like a like, bro, I ain't never seen nobody smoke that much in my entire life. I'm kidding you. I mean, it's tough, but they go hand in hand. If you do any research on mental, you'll see that it says, they need the cigarette, they need that nicotine. It does something to the medicine, and without it, it's like he ain't got no medicine. But fortunately, the needles have been helping a lot. So I don't feel as if he misses his medicine, I don't get as nervous. Bro, I ain't cuss me, bro. You talking about cuss me out, bro. I mean, it is the craziest thing you ever want to imagine. Anybody dealing with mental health, they know, man, it is the craziest thing you ever want to see in your life. I'm telling you, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Wow. Yeah, I wouldn't wish it. But like I said, he's doing better, and I just hope, he stays with his medicines. And I was a little afraid with Trump, that, with the mental, because they shut down a lot of places that, he would go to. Like they got rid of a lot of people, but the one counselor that they had, they did keep her, but they had a bunch, but now they got one for the whole place in Wilmington, Delaware. So, but fortunately they keep his, and they administer this kind of medicine, this other medicine they just give to him. So, along with the pill. So he's like I said, he's been doing good, but I wish I would have noticed a little bit earlier and took it more serious, and not so much tend to listen to my wife. Not that she's, because she was in denial, but I knew something wasn't right, man. I knew something was right. I probably would have been able to stop him from robbing a bank, because he didn't get nothing. I mean, he didn't get nothing. He didn't get nothing from that bank. A little bit of the funny thing about it is when he robbed the bank, he actually gave the people a note, didn't cover his face. That's how you knew something was wrong. Didn't cover his face, and then told the lady thank you when they gave him the money. Wow. They said he was the nicest bank robber you ever. I mean, they said he was a nice. I mean, people was clowning him all on the, from the news. I seen it, and I'm like, that's my son. People clown him, dumb. They didn't know me, but they clowning him because his picture came up on Facebook. I mean, I was reading that stuff, man, and and I was like, wow, man, this is crazy. And then, like I said, he was throwing his pills in the trash, man, bro. Seeing the devil, and oh my God, bro, this was a struggle.
I can imagine.
It make me sick talking about it now, but I wanted to give y'all a little bit, but man,
wow.
I mean, Todd, people tell you,
that's rough.
Tell you, I've been through it, man. I've been through it. I ain't out of the water yet, but he's doing a lot better. He does great. I just watch my cameras still all day, and I mean, it's been going on for 10 years. But I've been watching my cameras for the last 2 years, year and a half. I put them everywhere, but I'm glad I got them anyway. But still, I mean, I done seen some wild, crazy stuff. One day I may show him these videos and probably blow his mind, the stuff he was doing. But I done seen some wild stuff.
God bless you and your wife, bro. That's that's serious, right there. Serious
Yeah.
And for sure, appreciate you calling in, because I'm hoping that this is gonna help somebody. Instead of, like you said, because let's face it, none of us wants anything to be wrong with our child. So it's easier to say, nah, I'm tripping. If somebody say you tripping, it's easier to say I'm tripping, because you don't want nothing to be wrong with your child. So appreciate you calling in with that, Rossi, bro.
No doubt.
I didn't know, so just know the next time I see you, if I give you that dap a little differently, just understand.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I'm glad I was able to share that, and I hope it does help some, because I shared often without him knowing. I share with different people that's dealing with it, because I got some friends here, they deal with it, and they understand because what they go through. And it's funny, I'm gonna say this last thing. It's funny that all of them have kind of the same symptoms. And just so people know that when you hear your child or adults start talking about decoding or numbers, they look at it. They all do. They all say, I don't know where they get it from, but they all say the same thing, man. They're decoding stuff, and they look at TVs and they see number. It's the wildest thing, man. It's the wildest thing. They call it cracking codes. And even when he was in there, he said, "Yeah, Dad, we're in here cracking codes." I'm looking at him like, and then I looked it up. Like I said, I did a lot of research on mental, because I want to stay abreast. Because at the end of the day, I'm still a father, and I'm a good father, but I don't take no trash. And a lot of times, my fatherhood me being a father got in the way of what he really needed. Because I'm like, this motherfucker excuse my language, this dude disrespected me. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's not him. You know what I mean? So, but like I said, a lot of the symptoms is they read numbers and they crack, because they all say the same thing. They all say the same thing, man. It's the wildest. I'm like, how do they all say the same thing? I mean, they ain't
That's
get mental
interesting.
illness together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Look it up. You'll see what
Yeah.
I'm talking about. Yeah, they crack.
No,
codes and
I
stuff.
can see
But yeah,
it.
I appreciate y'all
see it.
having me on.
Yeah.
Hey, no doubt. You've always said the next time you come down, you want to come up and do some pictures. You ain't gonna be doing no pictures, bro. You're gonna be sitting down. We're gonna have a conversation.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man. I like to be on the show, man. I like to get
whenever
on the
you come
show, and
down.
as well as I want to do some pictures of y'all. I got some things in mind. I've been thinking. I just haven't made it down. The plane crash and stuff scared me a little bit, but I'm finally coming out of that, because I done had a ticket sitting in there forever.
You ain't
It's
the
just
only
sitting
one.
in USF.
Understood.
My ticket's just sitting there.
Yeah, understood. Terminals ain't the same like it used to be. Terminals used to be like, oh, that's terminals. Now you be like, open the window, like, hey man,
I need to make a phone call.
what's going on out there?
For sure. But I appreciate y'all show, man. Y'all doing a good job. I see the quality is beautiful. I'm sure that's my thing. The quality is, it's beautiful, man. So y'all doing a great job, man. I'm hoping y'all. I've been sharing y'all stuff. Trying to share y'all stuff. So I'm hoping y'all pick up some more people. Man, I'm sure over time y'all get a lot more people. You know what I mean? But y'all doing a great job, man. I appreciate it, bro.
Thank you.
Appreciate
No
you,
doubt.
Rossi. We'll talk soon, bro.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
All right,
God
brothers.
bless
Take it
you and
easy.
the
Have a
family,
good
brother.
night. Yes, you too. Later on.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
That's some real stuff coming straight from somebody that experienced that stuff firsthand.
hoping there's still some fluid in there.
Yeah, your fluid come out a little stronger than mine.
My cigar here was tight as a motherfucker.
Yeah, sheesh is right, man.
Hey, man, we're gonna do a top five.
I got one already. I thought about it last week.
Okay, yeah,
we
we
didn't
ain't
do
do no
one.
top five.
And nobody on the chat said anything about what the top five. Yeah, I meant to tell y'all about yourselves, man. Y'all get on me if I don't do a top five. Nobody said nothing. I get being off so long, everybody forgot, huh? Y'all give us some grace. Well, I appreciate the grace.
Appreciate the grace. Appreciate the grace for sure.
We about to go in the top five or something?
I mean, we can.
I ain't type it in. I didn't know if you had something else.
I mean, shoot, it's already. What time do we get started? 9. We want to do about 15 more minutes.
You got a topic?
I mean, shit. There's plenty going on out there right now. But you know what? Let's talk about the thing I was asking about early in regards to the. Do I want to talk about
That's
that?
why you can't talk and type at the same time. I'm about to start typing topics. Go ahead. Some of y'all aren't gonna like my top five, by the way. It does, cause I was thinking about it earlier. We did that already, though. Have we done that? We've done.
Done it.
Huh? Every time.
Kiki way of dealing with depression. Turn the damn TV off. Turn on basketball.
You want no sports?
No, but listening this morning, I was listening to the Breakfast Club, and they was talking about
Oh, now Frank coming to what the top five. Go ahead.
the code. What is it? The moral code of the streets in regards to snitching, or just rolling with your homies whenever they have something to do.
That's a good one.
That type of deal. Should we say that one? Or you want to talk about it right now?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so basically what they were saying is, there's a moral code in the street, in regards to snitching. You know, you shouldn't be telling on nobody whether you get caught or not. And also, if you done some things with somebody and they need you to do some more things, the moral code is for you to keep doing it with them. How do you break it? You know, like, you know, when do you say, no, I'm not going to do it with you without actually crossing your friend, your homie, or whatever? You know, some people were saying they was actually calling in saying you can't have a moral code to something that's not moral. You know, how can you have a code to something that's criminal? But
real criminal
street people, you know, cats in the streets actually believe in this code, and they're saying that people that's not in the streets, there's no way that you could understand it. You have to actually be in the streets to understand it. So how do you know? I ain't gonna say I've been in the streets. I've been on some roads. I ain't been in the streets. I've been on some dirt roads.
Hilarious.
And, you know, been on some dirt roads. I can't say I've really been in the streets. I don't want nobody walking up to me thinking that I've been no gangster or nothing like that. But I have been on some dirt roads before. And, you know, there was certain allegiances that you kept. But then for me, there was a limit. You know, there was certain stuff that I just... I did some things that was against the law, but there were certain things that I was like, nah, hell no, bro, I'm not doing that, you know, or, you know, as say payment for said product. There were certain payments that I just was not going to do. I'd rather have my money, but they said that this is what you should be doing because, you know, that's the streets. But I had, you know, my code was I ain't going but so far with it. And maybe that's why I never got off the dirt road and got on to the street. You know, maybe that's why, you know, I was able to back out of it because I really wasn't a street guy. I was just out there, you know,
Frank's
doing
I'm
certain
telling.
things.
I'm telling too.
Oh, me too, bruh. Especially after, I think it was after 32 is when, no, I think it was after 29. I said, yeah, something happened right now. I'm telling on everybody. Don't do it with me.
So, you know, I don't think there's a so-called code, which I think is has been proven time and time again is not a real code. You know what I mean? This code has failed over and over again. When Joe's getting to that interrogation room and they 1-on-1 or 2-on-1, whatever, how many people they got in there, and they start throwing out this time, man. Shoot, I think first 48 was when we started seeing that junk live and in color. Mm-hmm. How many folk do this so-called snitching? You know what I mean? You know, and to be like Charleston White, who he's an idiot sometimes, but sometimes dude be hitting the ball right the park, boy. He be saying some stuff, man. He be like, can't argue. Hey, can't argue. And he says, you know, if you snitching, he said, I ain't a snitch. I'm just telling. You know what I mean? A snitch doing something wrong. I ain't doing nothing wrong. You know what I mean? So
that part. How is it that you're doing something wrong when you actually doing the right thing?
Yeah. That's
the code of the streets.
Yeah, it's code of the streets. Not supposed to be not knowing something bad happened. You know what I mean? But people do that stuff. But then until it happens or affects you and your family, then you quick to want to tell. You know what I mean? You quick to do it. So that's why I say that junk is a bunch of garbage anyway, man. You know, like me personally, that's my point. When I used to see some of my friends doing what you just said, the
certain product,
certain product not get paid for. When I tell you, I was the guy. When I saw it, I just smoothly walked on out the store. I wait for y'all out here. I can't daggone snitch on something I ain't see. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna remove myself from the equation. So if somebody get caught up, I ain't see it because I was outside. You know what I mean? If I know what's going on, I'm removing myself, bro. You know what I mean? I remember my boys got busted for drinking, underage drinking. We was supposed to be going to the movies. And it's hard enough for me to get my mom to let me go and ride in the car to Savannah anyway. We finally get it happen. Y'all get, they go to the store, man. These Joe get doggone, they go drink in the car. what I do, I go into the store, go buy me some lemonade, and I sat out by the front of the store, eat my lemonade. So they finna do what they had to do. Because I wouldn't. I removed myself. Undercover pull right up on them jokers. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I was like, oh, man, look at this junk. You know what I mean? Joe won't come there. They won't come test me. I said, I ain't had nothing but lemonade, Mr. Officer. Yeah, you can breath check me all you want to. I had nothing but lemonade. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I just gonna remove myself. I just can't do it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna remove myself. I ain't gotta worry about it. But yeah, man.
Do you think that's something that's
Snitching is telling to get something exchanged for? That's correct, Tavi.
Do you think that's something that's a pressure on some of the younger ones?
Frank call himself snitching. Boy, you so funny. Say what now?
Do you think that's something that's a pressure that these kids are going through right now? The younger people are going through right now.
A pressure?
Yeah, in regards to, you hanging with a certain crew and.
Sure. I mean that's one of the things that's not even now. That's one of the things that carried over, and every generation had this issue. You know what I mean? Where you got kids gonna do some stuff. You know what I mean? And I don't think that's everything ain't brand new, and that's one of them that's not brand new. I think that's just old as anything else, man. But is it an issue? Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. But but that's why the same conversation I'm having right now, the same conversation I have with mine. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Remove yourself from these situations. If you see it, smell it, anything don't seem right, remove yourself from the situation. Period.
My son
right away. Remove yourself.
My son didn't believe me. I used to tell him, I said, hey, bro, he ain't have a driver's license. He used to hang with these guys. I said, hey, man. I said, if anything happens, y'all get pulled over or whatever's in that car, all of you are getting charged with it. He didn't believe me. Dad, I can't get charged with it if I ain't got it. Well, it ended up happening. He wasn't in the car, or it was another group of people that got pulled over, or they was at somebody's house after school, and they was having drinks, they was smoking weed and all this type of stuff, and all of them got charged. That's when he recognized it. He was like, all right, I see what you're saying. Hey, bro, if you in the house and whatever's in that house, the police come up in there, all of y'all.
Everybody.
Every last one of you is going to be charged.
Everybody.
Period.
Let the judge sort it out.
And the
you tell them. Everybody going.
The moral code of the streets is you just take it.
Yo, okay. I know that right.
I always wonder what would have happened if I would have gotten caught back in my days when I was on those dirt roads. Who would I have told on? Because I knew damn well I was going to tell. Hey, and that's probably why I would have told, because I was on the dirt road and not on the street. I wasn't hard like that. I mean, any jail time is jail time. I ain't trying to do jail for nobody. Period.
Man, the bigger Joe talk about not snitching is gonna be the one to tell. He gonna squeal like a mother.
Tina Bridges, how you doing, young lady?
These folks so fake, man. These folks actually go to prison for somebody else, man, knowing it like. Don't put me in that position. That's what you better not do. Hey, don't put me in that position. Don't do it. Don't do it. But I think that code is just as BS as all the other stuff, man. You'll fall for this junk, man. These folks, you go to prison for somebody else, they not gonna take care of you. Not gonna put nothing on your book. They ain't gonna take care of your family. They ain't gonna do none of that stuff. You gonna be a conversation that they have while they up to doing whatever else they doing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They're not gonna be thinking about you, man. It's over with. And you in there talking about, I ain't tell though, dummy. You should have. You big dummy. Like Fred, you big dummy. You should have told.
I ain't tell
man,
though.
Please. Don't do nothing around me. I ain't going down for you. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. and I ain't afraid to say it. I can't do it.
If you want to do a crime, do it by yourself.
But I'm enjoying these conversations. Everybody talking this BS about, this young thug. That's what sparked all that stuff. You know what I mean?
I love it.
All that stuff. Yeah, man. But it's good that they're getting to see these folk were worse than this dude. Hey, these folk were worse than this dude, man. This dude could do no wrong in a lot of these folks' eyes, man. There was some folks that were willing to die, kill for this guy. And this dude,
Look,
hey, this dude was speaking like my Bell. Yeah.
Tina, look, hold up. Tina said the same thing you said. I say don't do nothing around me because I'm telling.
Telling Tina. Hey, over with. Don't do it. hey, don't do it. I'm a civilian. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man. That's why I tell my son, man. I tell them all the time. They start driving. I say, man, if you any of your friends in that car, you better check them bags. Don't let nobody bring no bag in your car.
Right. Exactly. That
These
right
real
there.
conversations, bro.
That part.
Don't let nobody bring no bag in your car. If they smell like something that you know what it ain't right, don't let them in your vehicle. Don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it. Because that junk gets stopped. Like I said, good. Well, police pull y'all over. There's a gun. There's drugs in that car. Everybody's going to jail.
Yep.
You're going to jail with them. Because they're not going to sit there and say, that's mine.
All right.
Man, please.
All of you going to be saying it wasn't mine. Now, like I said, the judge got to figure
And
it
they're
out.
going to let the judge sort it out. That's what's going to happen. That's going to happen. It's a real conversation, man.
You sitting there telling the truth, talking about it wasn't mine, but the person that it actually was, he's the one going to be like, nah, it was his. But you over there saying it wasn't mine.
Or they ain't going to say a word. Or they ain't going to say a word. They're going to be like, they ain't mine. They're going to be like, or they ain't mine either. So it's neither one of y'all's. Okay. Okay. Now it's both of y'all's. That's how that junk works. That's how it works.
And
Not the kid.
if it's a 10-year charge, don't mean that one going to get 5, the other going to get 5. You're both getting 10.
Hey, man.
Hey, man, you got to tell these kids this type of stuff, bro. You got to tell them. Stop thinking that these movies and these Instagram posts is true. You better recognize.
But I'm going to tell you, like Charles Weiss, he stood up and did a round of applause to the DA because I think what he said is accurate. He said that them releasing them tapes is worse than him getting convicted. If he'd have got convicted, he's a hero.
Yep. Facts.
Him getting off and releasing these tapes so that he would talk, and it was y'all king. Hey, Fulton County, messy. Hey, they messy, boy. They set this up. They let everything die down and all the hoopla down, and boom.
Look, they was like, how are everybody getting it? They was like, well, it's public record, but how in the world can you go in there and find out exactly which call he made at what time of day?
I would, as a cop was here right now to tell that conversation, bro.
They
He
put
can break, you know what I'm saying?
They put them out on purpose, like you said. They got him.
Hey, this was their conviction. This was their conviction right here.
The boy,
we convicted you in the streets.
Even found out he was talking to some other girl. He cheated on his girl.
Hey, they convicted you in the streets,
they
man.
Got him good.
Oh,
they got him
man.
good. But there was another thing that came out that I think we need to have a conversation on. It was talking about somebody was saying that they might forgive somebody, and they were saying that he actually, because his feelings was hurt, and they were saying, how the hardest thing for a man to do is actually tell somebody that they hurt his feelings. I was like, that's pretty deep.
Interesting.
To tell a friend, another man, that, hey, dog, you hurt my feelings with that. How hard? That's pretty hard to do.
She said, Thug Leak call list is long in his catalog at this point. That is funny. Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, man, old thug. Yeah. But this. I hope this is a lesson to some of these knuckleheads, man. You know what I mean? This so-called loyalty in the streets, man. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as loyalty in the streets. There's no such thing.
But supposedly,
that does not exist.
But look, supposedly there's a code.
Yeah. Are you gonna still call him Thug? You gonna call him his government name? I don't even know his government name. Jeffrey. Oh,
really?
No wonder he went by Young Thug.
Right.
Yo, Jeff. Dang, Jeff. They tearing you up out there in the street, Jeff.
That
Jeffrey.
Part. Dude wearing skirts and everything.
And called Thug.
Yeah.
It didn't add up then, did it? Yeah, it did add up then. You know what I mean? Man, please. Yeah. But I hope there's a lesson for these jokers, man. There's no loyalty out there, man. These folks, You know, these young hitters thinking these jokers gonna cover you, man. These jokers not gonna cover you, man. They're gonna get you convicted. That's why they using you. That's why they using you. That way, wake up, smell the coffee real fast. I posted the top 5 for y'all, man. JT, this is top 5. Sorry, but I already thought about it, so I couldn't change because I have enough time. Top 5 college football moments of all time. Your top 5 college football moments of all time. Yeah, D. Wayne. You always do.
Always go first.
Georgia back-to-back national champions. Okay. Michael Vick, Florida State national championship game. Adrian Peterson's freshman year. Todd Gurley's junior year. That's a good one. Texas versus USC.
Yeah.
That's one of the greatest football games of all time.
Ever.
All right.
All right. I'll go with Kelvin Martin playing for North Carolina. His first 5 games, his first 3 games of the year, he had 675 yards. Got hurt, then came back for the late. He basically played 5 games and got over 1,000 yards. Bo Jackson, his junior year, was the year that he did not win the Heisman. I thought that was a phenomenal year. That was crazy. Number 3. Todd Gurley's first touch of the football. Kickoff return for a 101-yard kickoff return for Georgia when he was a freshman. And it was amazing. This kid he looked like a grown man out there.
Yeah, I did.
Number 2. You know what? I'm going to go with Prime. That first game against TCU, when they beat TCU that first year, even though they only ended up winning 3 more, but that first game against TCU, I thought that was
Coach Prime.
Coach Prime, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And tied up with that was Coach Prime when he actually was returning punts for Florida State. Number 1, I was going to try and change it, but I can't. Vince Young against USC. 200 yards passing, 200 yards rushing, and that last touchdown was that was crazy. When USC was considered a professional football team.
That's what they called it.
You know what I'm saying? That was his shining moment. Matter of fact, that was the peak of his career because after that, it was nothing else for him. It was a wrap. So, yeah, those are mine right off the top. I got some different ones, but I'm going to go with that.
All right. Number 1 fan got Vic coming to Norfolk State, the coach. And she's saying that's all she cared about right now. Let's see. Behold the mighty green and gold. I don't even care about any other colleges. The rest. There you go. All right. My Aunt Olena got Vic coming to Norfolk State. What about what makes y'all such a fan of him? Y'all could have talked about that, but all right. Frank he decided to skip number 1. Dirty Joker. Hey man, wasn't the lobster roll enough to torture me, bro? Why you gonna start this junk up, man? You boy, I tell you, man, we're gonna pray for you. Yeah, you gonna bring up some nonsense. That wasn't no top thing. Let's see, Miami beating down anyone. Yeah, you went way back in the day. Number 3, 2 or 7 for Hurts and beating UGA. 4, West Georgia Toilet Bowl when he was the MVP. And 5, Earl Campbell's Heisman year. All right. I'm going to go with, I'm going to start with Prime Time, man. When Prime Time looked back, 2 moments I saw with him. One on I came from the team, but he looked back and told these jokers that he's about to return this kick for a touchdown. He danced back there. He danced right before he kicked the ball. And at the end of it, he was right where he said he was going to be at. The second one, he played Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern gave him a game. We was at this one. They gave him a game until halftime. Prime didn't suit up because it was Georgia Southern. By halftime, it was a close game. This joker decided to suit up at halftime, come in the second half, return the opening kick for a touchdown, pick 6 for a touchdown. It was like, hey man, who is this dude, man? This is ridiculous, bruh. Yeah, man. Dion was something different. Barry Sanders.
Great.
Heisman year was absolutely incredible. But then you got to come back and say, before Barry Sanders, it was Thurman Thomas, who did all the same stuff.
That's what's crazy, bro. This dude sat on the bench.
You sat bitch behind Thurman Thomas,
Right.
man. Then got to give it up to my man Charles Woodson. University of Michigan won the Heisman. Everybody forgets that the greatest college player that year by everybody's conversation was one Peyton Manning. But Peyton Manning didn't win the Heisman Trophy. Why? Because he was standing beside that guy who's now a Hall of Famer, one Charles Woodson, and led Michigan to the 1989 National Championship. Then I got to go with my man, Desmond Howard. Desmond Howard has set the tone for people posing with the Heisman as the Heisman in the end zone. Desmond Howard started this tradition of posing as the Heisman Trophy winner when he returned that punt against them guys.
That was against Ohio State, wasn't
You
it?
know it was.
Wow.
There was no greater moment than to do it against them guys. Still see it. Love it. And last but not least, man, just watch them Wolverines for Jim Harbaugh's last year take Michigan undefeated, to win that last college football playoffs before they changed to this new format, So, yeah. Wonderful. For number one fan, you got one of Ocho Cannon cigar. Nah, but I'm gonna get one though when I see one though.
What's that?
One of Ocho cigars, Cannon cigars. It look nice though. It look like it smoke good. Frank got honorable mention. Shannon Sharp, Savannah State versus Georgia Southern. Never went to the huddle. He only caught TDs the whole game. Looked like a grown man playing a boy. Yep, was there for that game as well.
He was.
And I remember walking over there just to witness this guy. And because, my high school quarterback was Raymond Gross, who led Georgia Southern to 2 national championships. So, we went up there every chance we had to go support Raymond. And went over there to watch Shannon Sharp's interview, man. And when I say that country boy, he could talk. Way he talk now, y'all. Hey, he was talking like that then. This joker, when he said he talked trash, bro. This joker, it was super country back then. Hey, it was super country, but that country boy was talking up a storm. I said he was talking up a storm. I said, man, but he was, hey man. When Shannon said he was a brick, bro. I saw him in person, man. He had daggone little, back then we used to wear the Schimble shirts. I remember the Schimble shirts.
Yeah.
He had the Schimble shirt on, you know what I mean? I said, good Lord, this dude is a specimen. Yes, he was that dude now. Hey, he was that dude, man. Real talk. Shout out to Bad Boy. Yeah, good deal.
Good deal. Good deal. As we I don't know if y'all saw it on social media, but we are going on Monday nights for the time being. So y'all make sure to tune in next Monday. We'll be right here, same place. We go. What's next Monday? Next Monday. I'm trying to make sure I ain't got nothing crazy going on. We're gonna start on time next week. We're gonna start at 8 next week.
Let's start at 8.
We're gonna start at 8.
Can we do that, Dwayne? That's right. You gonna be watching. You going to the fight?
Start at 8.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, I might come over here straight from work. I ain't gonna go home.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so there it is. So they're snickling.
She said whatever. There's no belief. There's no belief here, man.
Right.
Yeah, no, they don't believe us, JT.
Classic Conversations with JT and Low will be starting next Monday at 8 p.m. So yes. So y'all be ready for that one. Y'all be ready. Yeah. You know, Dwayne. These last 2 weeks, Dwayne has been here. Crazy thing, me and Angelo drove up at the same time each week.
True story.
Don't be asking all those questions. Just know that Dwayne was here before us these last 2 weeks. But next week, we starting at 8. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. Maybe Ask a Cop. We'll see.
Maybe Ask a Cop.
We'll see what's going to happen with that.
Ask a Cop on the grind, man. He on the grind.
Yeah,
so
doing his thing. Doing his thing. So, y'all get here next week a little early. We're gonna get this thing going. We will get some subject matter out earlier during the week too. We're gonna do that also.
He said, "Sure, will Cop be on time too?" Yeah, we never gonna say that.
Yeah, we just said he might be here next week.
Yeah, we just get him here. That'd be a.
Yeah, watch next week. He gonna show up at 8:30. I thought we were starting at 8:30, but we're gonna tell him tonight that we're starting at 8 next week. So we'll see what happens.
Oh yeah, I know he did show that on Nightcap. Yeah. Now he was that dude. Now I ain't gonna lie. You know, but he wasn't in Glenwood, so we ran track against him as well. So he was a date one of the girls from Bradwell back in the day. But nobody knew then that he become what he is now. Don't forget our Steelers podcast on Thursday. Yep, that's right. ATL, Steelers of ATL podcast on Thursday night. We probably start at 8 though, Frank, because I know we're gonna be doing the flag football right after that. So let's be ready to rock and roll 8 o'clock. You here Thursday, right? So Will gonna do that too? All right, so we have to get Will in here at 8 o'clock. So we can do that at 8 so we can be ready for the flag football after that. All right,
man. So that's gonna do it. Classic Conversation with JT and Low.
And Ask a Cop.
Maybe.
And
we out. You dig?
Appreciate y'all, man.
Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. Classic Conversations.
Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low.
Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic
Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go.